like us.
Yes. I want to welcome y'all to the You Wasn't Outside podcast on the Grown Folks Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts, not doing the most normal. That's Carl. To my front, I have my man, the man, myth, the legend. He needs no cause for an applause. They call him Just Lex.
No loss, Carl. And Lex.
All right.
You see my Kendrick impression right there?
Don't do that one, though.
Listen, I'm coming with all kinds of fake energy because we owe Jonah a decent pod. So I want to show him that there's better out of us, right? I don't think anything was wrong with the pod. It was just the day, right? Like Sunday, I got a chance to recharge. I sat on the couch before I came in here. Friday, I was in the house. So it's like I get that little ease into the day. Baseball season is over with for my daughter, so that frees up another 2 days. So all these excuses just to say my energy's back up. Like I got a chance to reset my battery just a tad. And I feel amazing. And I got some good things popping where I'm going to come back even more better. So, yeah, man. What's up with you? What you been up to?
I'm struggling today. I've been in the sun.
Don't look like it. It's not the right temp yet where you're not red. You know what I mean? Or
no, I think I just had some, whatever they putting in the food at the lot.
Are you the white coach with the straw hat?
I gotta be now. Because the skin is like.
I didn't think about that right now, but you're the white straw hat coach.
Gotta protect
There's one in baseball. There's one in football.
Yeah.
And I think track and field definitely. Right? Yeah, man.
Not by choice, but like I wouldn't do it but I feel like it's like necessary now.
What do you mean?
It's a health risk.
Oh, for you to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah, my man's had a random mole it wasn't a few months back. It's about a year back. And he got it checked out and everything. They said, let's just watch it for a little bit. But yeah, watch that, bro.
Yeah, that's why I never used to wear hats like all the walking I do.
Not that melanin, baby. That's what that give you a hard time.
I was trying to take like a supplement or something. I was like, oh shit, that's melatonin, and fell asleep.
That's crazy. Nah. Real shit though. Yeah. Sunscreen up, bro. Even for me, it happens. So it's like when I go play golf, I actually cover my left arm like I'm Allen Iverson. So yeah.
It don't work though.
For my game, no, but it works for the sun. Absolutely, yes, it does. So I went to the zoo
for Mother's Day.
No. Went for my daughter's. Look, I'm going to every field trip, bro.
Oh, you field trip Poppy?
Yeah, until about
Chaperone
3rd grade.
Poppy.
Then he asked me like, "Hey, can you come to mine on Friday?" I'm like,
shit.
Bro, like
2 in a week,
and it's like back at SeaWorld again. I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to go back to SeaWorld
this
again.
late into the year.
That's what I'm saying. But I think the rain.
Oh, we get out a little earlier than y'all.
But the rain too.
They take a field trips that take a walk to. Oh, we going to the fire station next week.
Oh, for real?
Oh, like, you mean the one right there? Yeah. We just walking.
You just walk there. You know. Hey, just wanted to see if you guys were doing what you were doing. Public servants here.
They just trying to get them outside.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, I see. How long were they there for? 20 minutes?
No, they going next week.
Oh, okay.
So you coming to that? Like by the time I get there, you gonna be gone.
Yeah. So I don't think that's worth doing. And it's like I drive by it every day. You know what I mean? Like at least SeaWorld, I don't see what's going on inside or the zoo. I don't know what's
Oppression.
going on. Yeah, for sure. Hey, you know what? Like these last few zoo trips post college, like that I've been doing over the years, is just like, yo, I don't think they supposed to be in here, fam. like I'm looking at the polar bears, like, man, and I know something they don't know. This sounds crazy to say this, but like
the animals?
Nah, the polar bear specific. Bro, call me Dr. Doolittle.
No, I would hope you do.
That's kind of crazy.
I just came from the new Planet of the Apes, so I'm doing my deep think.
Yeah, but I think these sets of animals are a little far from that. But I just think they shouldn't be there. Like I look at the polar bears and it's like I know like, oh, your habitat is like about to be gone, and you don't even know it. They got you out here in 75 degrees San Diego. Like these is bad bitch polar bears. Like for real. So yeah, it hurts to see it like that though. And then today we went to Rustic Root. Surprisingly good food there.
Yeah,
I think I've been there like as a bar club type thing before, but never been there to eat. And the burger was fire. My wife's chilaquiles, I had some of those when we got home because I was a little hungry still. And then that was fire. The drinks was cool. They had some really good like pastry snacks too. So I was like, oh, this is great. Yeah, shout out to Rustic Root, man, for getting it right though.
It's still around. I ain't heard that name in a minute.
Yeah, man. When my cousin suggested it, I was like, bro. I used to go there as a club, like, and sometimes like bar club spots, like they don't have great food. Like I don't think True North has good food in the middle of the day, right? There's a bunch of places that I could think of. Shit, anywhere down that strip, but I feel like the ones that are able to make it now with the high ass prices and shit like that, I think that those are the ones that are sticking around because the food quality is a little better. So, yeah. You can hit my hand claps at any given time. I thought you had some more stuff popping, but I guess not.
I was letting you get your day.
Did you want to share? It's a moment. I just want to make sure.
Hey, I was out. What I do? I just been training all week.
Wait a minute. See, this is how you be playing. Hold up. You sent the photo yesterday.
What I sent?
Of this music playing. Where'd you go? Not Like Us was playing, and you was like, "Oh, it was real live than what y'all thought it was."
Oh, from the video. Yeah. I was at House of Blues last night.
For
Benny the Butcher.
So I just don't get a call at all.
It was. Here's the thing. I got this ticket.
When a dude start with "it was," like you knew it wasn't.
No,
for
you're
me.
right. You're right. I probably could have did it, but here's
Who'd
the thing.
Who'd you go with?
Dolo.
Oh, okay, I could take that. If you was gonna be weird about it, then yeah, that's the one I'll take.
Well, here's the thing. Depending on who it is, like, yeah, you're right. You should have popped in my mind. Like, okay, I could hit him. Because normally when I was putting him in the chat, I'm like, ain't nobody trying to come to this. Ain't nobody trying to go to this. I got this ticket, or I put it in my calendar so long ago, I forgot about it. And then it popped up. Was like, oh yeah, that's tonight.
Did you want to go when you saw it, or did you feel like you had to go?
I wanted to go.
A question along the lines of what you just said and your thought prospect. Just keep going.
Because he brought BSF with him. He had Boldy James there, and I was like, oh, this is a perfect setup. I got there right on time.
Family. Okay,
I got there right on time. I didn't have to hear no bullshit.
No, you didn't want to hear Black Soprano Family?
No, I mean, like, I didn't know. Sometimes when I go to these shows, I don't know if it's going to be one of those half of San Diego's opening for him. And he ain't going on till 11:13 or something.
He didn't even do that then.
No, he had his own people. I knew what was going on. I got there right on time.
My man said I understood the task.
He was nice and efficient. I got home at a decent hour.
Okay.
And right back to it.
Yeah, I feel like you could have hit me. Oh, and Mike graduated. That's right.
Yeah,
too.
Seen that. Yeah.
But what time did you get to where you was at so I can know if it was impossible?
I pulled up at 8:30.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna make it.
I was out at 10:45.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna make it. Yeah, because we didn't.
That was a late night thing. Because when I walked outside, I seen people walking in their robe. I was like, yo, they doing this shit this late now?
Doing what?
They had their graduation shit.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, but it was like it started at 5. So 8:30, they just probably, I don't know where they probably went home and chilled for a little bit. His shit started at 5, and then even graduations, because I remember my shit, I did it twice. You know what I mean? And I've been to ones before. I was like, I'm gonna show up 15 minutes late on purpose. I get there 15 minutes late, and they didn't start calling names though until like 6:15. And I looked at his shit, and I was like, yo, you been a state grad, so you know they do 2 big sections.
Yeah.
So look at me. I'm used to 1 section in Fresno State, though, and I'm like, yo, this is black grad. We not filling up all these seats anyway. We getting out of here fast. I look at those 2 sections, I was like, yo. And he ended up going like almost halfway through. And I was like, yo, we could do the meetup after. But I was like, yo, my man's 30-something. He'd kind of missed this ride. He's going to get his master's anyway. I'm like, bro, I'll meet you at the house, right? I'm not, and he was efficient about it. He got out too, same thing. You know, he got kids now, but he's just happy that he, finished through. But yeah, I couldn't do that. So I didn't get out of there until about 10. But I would have left, if you would have said 9:30-ish, and I could have made it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were thinking about going down there. My man, so Mike got this friend. I'm not going to say his name, but Mike got this friend, and he a real cool dude. But he's funny, right? Every time I see bro, it's, y'all want to go out tonight? And anytime I've ever gone out with bro, we'll go somewhere, and then he be like, nah, we got to go here. And I was like, look, 9 years ago, you can get that off on me, but right now, nah, you not. He's like, you want to go to Phantom Lounge? I was like, nah. I know. He said, man, I can get 2 bottles for $99. I said,
bet you can.
I said, bro, I can go down to the liquor store right now, get 2 bottles for $50, and for myself and have some till Christmas. Like, I'm not about to sit here and mess with you on that regard. So I took my ass.
Shout out to Phantom Lounge, man. They still hold strong.
Yeah, I Couldn't call it, bro. I don't know. And then, today was my first time being downtown to go do something in a long ass time. So it's like that part didn't really even resonate to me. So
And the Dodgers in town, so people acting funny.
did you see any out there? Was any at the Benny the Butcher concert? Anyone wearing a Dodger jersey or T-shirts? Nah.
Nah. But once we got out, because it was at House of Blues, so right around, like you go right around the corner, and then Tacos El Gordo's there. That's where all the action was. At least at 10:45, 11.
I can't even imagine that LA would even be his like demographic though.
No, I mean, surprisingly, the 2 shows I've seen him down here, he kind of packed them out.
Here though in San Diego.
Yeah, and that surprises me every time.
But LA is the one that gets it. San Diego, yeah, I guess you're right too. But it's the House of Blues. It's not the largest venue.
Yeah, but I've been to enough shows to where it's like, okay, he should maybe do this. Should maybe do that.
Okay, so bringing up something that I brought up previously before, it's so funny how we land on spaces. Would you say Benny the Butcher is bigger than Ace Hood?
Yes.
Okay. Don't do that because he's got a really good song, I'm So Hood. That's a really big song.
He has a really good song.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
It's about as big. You're basing it
that
off,
song's bigger than anything Benny has.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like the way your reaction to that was like, yeah, of course.
Because
it's the enthusiast in you.
I don't think he's doing any solo tours based on that song.
But I just say that because like when, that time I tell that Ace Hood story, he didn't have nobody here. And so it's like, well, I think that Benny the Butcher and the type of music that he has will drive out underground people in these spaces. Like you're rare for like us, but I think there's other dudes that would listen to that type of other.
No, that show was hella white.
Yeah,
whiter than the usual show I go to.
Now the question is, where do you think different. They from? Like it could be military dudes too.
It's a team. Like I think white people. I think we have our own like subsections of whites that listen to hip hop. There's the white people that only listen to Eminem.
Yes. There's
the white people who really, really love certain underground acts.
Okay.
And they really like the type of production that type of music is, like Alchemist and all that.
Yeah.
That's the bulk of who was there last night.
Yeah, I think like those brand of white people are the same Eminem like crowd, but like respect like Eminem, early Eminem.
I think
like
there's a Eminem. Middle, there's a side, and then they're kind of in the middle of that, and then there's me who's there for like, I appreciate the beats. I'm always here for a good drug dealer rap, but like, yeah, I'm also like, I'm here for a bunch of other shit.
That's surprising to you, but what surprises me is the white women they be with. Because, like, they know the music, too. And it
I don't trust them.
No, I know. But they do know the music. We got a girl like that at my job where she dresses like Miss Frizzle from Magic School Bus, but can tell you, like, about Little Brother and shit. Or, like some, like, real shea butter music. And this shit's great. But those are more rare than you.
Yeah.
So, like, the type that would wear, like, the Miss Frizzle dress, but with all white Air Force Ones. Yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Usually,
I can sit in the lunch room with her.
Yeah. Would you date one?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't need you.
Yo,
I don't want
you said that with the response time of a brother, though. That's
because I don't need you knowing the Fonte verse better than me.
Yeah. And then tell you the time period. Or, what's wild is she hit that skit. This is our life. This is our music. It's our minstrel show. That's crazy.
The parts I can't say.
Yeah. But she says it with ease. Like, Ally definitely gets braids in Jamaica when she goes.
Yeah,
oh shit! But yeah, man, hit my handcuffs,
she
bro.
posts the black square on Juneteenth.
Yeah,
but you don't question her about it. Like, yeah.
Oh shit! You know what? Random shit to fill in time. Let's have a little fun, bro. I want to get deep because we were playing around a lot the last like 2.25 episodes. So. What lessons have you learned the hard way? Ooh, hey, I felt some real good deep ones. Pause. But yes, definitely.
Let's see. Oh, we talked about kind of. I learned, at least for white people, sunburn don't just happen in the sun.
No, not at all. It happens everywhere. It can happen in an overcast day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Them rays is serious.
I got 2nd-degree burns on my legs
from an overcast day.
Yeah,
that's crazy. In May?
I don't remember when it was.
It had to be in May because it's the only time the sun is like this, man.
Beautiful weather, all that, whatever. And I was like, damn, I just fucked up.
Yeah, that gets me. You know what? One I've got is not everybody's your friend, right? There's this dude when I was in college. His name was RJ. RJ was tight. I don't know if I ever told that story here. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Me and RJ was really cool though. But I'm trying to find an easy way of telling this. Like the normal timeline when I tell this shit takes forever to get through. So me and RJ were cool. I met him freshman year. Long story less long, we was in the same communications class, some elective class that I had to take or whatever, a GE class I had to take. And sidebar, anybody that takes GE classes, that shit's designed for you to figure out what you're supposed to do, but at the same time, waste your time. Because if you don't know what you're supposed to do, you're not taking the prerequisites beforehand. It's fucked up, man. They make you spend a lot of money. Anyway, I met him in that class, and he left. Like after the first semester, after the semester was over with, no one seen him after that. We used to walk home every day because we lived in the same apartment complex. He comes back our sophomore year, right? And the summertime, he comes back and he's like, hey man, had to take some online classes and all that other stuff. And I've been gone for a little bit, but I need a place to stay because my girl, she's getting her room fixed and she going home. So bro stays with us. That's the first time. He goes back. I didn't think there was any problems. The second time bro comes back, he asked to live with us, but RJ liked to have many girlfriends. So he got a girl that lived like underneath his girl, right? Which is crazy. He used to leave out of there or on top. He would go out of there, wait till the coast was clear, then walk upstairs. Shit was crazy. Then he had another girl he was talking to on top of that he would come over to our house with. So then he was staying with us. And so, long story less long anyway, like he was staying with us again for the second time, like maybe about 6 or 7 months later. And he knew I had a Jordan collection and we wore the same size shoes. One day we couldn't find RJ. He gets arrested and all this other shit or whatever. We end up calling the jails and finding out he in there. He make up this story saying that like he had to use jujitsu on the guy from Target because they had y'all can tell RJ's a liar. And at this point I started realizing like something up with bro's stories, but he don't never do nothing to me, so I ain't tripping. So he's like, yeah, he had to do jujitsu on him. Turns out bro was stealing from Target like albums and then going to an equivalent to like Sam Goody or Fry's or whatever that other place was, and he would sell it to them. And so they figured out with the SKU codes because they kept missing shit that he was stealing. So then he leaves, right? He catches a case, he leaves and goes and with another girl that he's messing with in our complex. They end up having a baby. So he comes back and he's like, yo, I need a place to stay. So I let bro stay with us because I find out later he got a court case that he's fighting, right? All because of the jujitsu, but we found out really what happened. We just never told bro. So he comes and stays with us. This is like early when I started playing golf. So I leave, go to the golf course and shit like that, go play. I come back. Maybe 6 weeks later, I had just bought some Concords and I was going to wear them for graduation. And I open up the box, right, 6 weeks later, and the Concords is gone. I'm like, nah, where my cement fours at? I'm going through all my J's now. They all missing. So I'm like, yo, who the fuck took my shoes? Like who even knew they was in here? Call RJ up. Hey, man, you see my shoes? Nah, I don't know, man. I'll let you know if I see them. He moved to Sacramento like 5 months prior. And I was like, yo, bro took my shoes. So that was a hard lesson for me to learn. After that, I don't normally let people like live with me anymore. And that like fueled me when I came back to San Diego to live with my parents for a little bit until I got back on my feet, because I was like, yo, I just don't want to live with nobody no more. I had that experience. Dude's not paying the electric bill. I'm giving you money every month, but then the fucking shit just turned off 3 months later. And it's like, oh, I forgot to pay it. I didn't forget to pay you the last 3 months. Bro, why is all the food bad in the house? You know what I mean? Shit like that was a hard lesson for me to learn, though.
Yeah, but luckily, at least for me, you say, oh, I came back and I didn't want to live with people, so I was able to live with my parents. And you saying that as like a single child, like I'm coming from a place where it's like, hey, live it.
Call me privileged.
No. I'm just saying, like, I'm coming from an environment where those are the people you got to watch out for the most.
Who?
Like, your situation would happen like in-house.
Oh.
With no outside people.
Oh, at all. Oh, so you say, oh yeah, because you told a story about.
I got 10 more of those. I got one of those to where if I'm letting somebody stay with me, like under the table, because obviously it wasn't my house, but it's like, yeah, stay here. And then to where you stealing again and then blaming it on that person.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
It was, and the manipulation of the story was like, man, shit, it kind of makes sense. And then got me all twisted, and I'm out here about to fight people and running up on people like just on sight.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, whoa.
But what'd you learn from that lesson then?
You can't choose your family?
But so does that still affect you to this day?
No.
Oh, okay then. Well, because you're not involved in that manner. If that person asked you right now, like if like for a place to stay, would you help them?
I don't think I am. I ain't really in the place to be.
You sound like Magic. I ain't gonna be there.
I ain't really in the place to be.
But if you had the opportunity, would you?
If I had the opportunity.
Yeah. See, you try to you got to ask it in a different way because he be trying to tap.
Well, because normally I'm in a place to do stuff like that. So now I'm trying to think of it like, well, right now I can't. The new me, I don't know, because I think that's one of those things, like, I'm finding out just how poor I've been at setting boundaries in general.
Yeah.
And so this would be something I look at like, you know what? I can't do this.
You know, one thing that I had came across when I was like finding these was, can you really experience happiness without having some types of forms of sadness? Right? There's to what you're saying and what I'm talking about, there's a piece that I have in regards to those things. Like, yo, like those were like versions of old me, and new me doesn't have those problems. Like I was telling you about the story of my man last night trying to get us to go to Phantom Lounge. There was a time where I would have taken that and I would have risked, like, I wasn't getting home till 2:30, 3 a.m. messing with that individual, right? Just being out for no reason. And the fact that I can think of flashbacks of like, nah, I know how this is going to go. It's 56 degrees tonight, right? I've experienced, sadness, hurt, pain for being out late, just from like how you feel the next day and all that. That it's just like, no, it's not worth it for me. So do you feel like in the moments where like you look back on where things were and where you're going, do you experience like a certain type of happiness? It's a great question.
I don't know if happiness is the word. I think it's more of just not maturity, just wisdom.
Yeah.
Like the longer we live, the more certain time frames don't seem as long.
Or content. Let me say that.
Like
that's
back in the
word.
day, when you're younger, a 5-year span seemed like forever. Right?
Yeah.
Nowadays, it don't seem as long. Like, hell, shit, COVID's almost 5 years old. We don't even know where the time went.
Nah, I was just talking to her about that.
And so what that has kind of taught me at 35, just kind of what time is, and the real meaning of like reason, season, and like the reasons people are in your life. Some people here for a reason, a season, or whatever it is. There's certain people that for sure in my mind was like some lifelong shit. It turned out it was just a season. It was just like an extended season.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
But that's not fair, because I think you're in a place right now in your life where you wouldn't been able to keep up that relationship, whether it was them or you. You get what I'm saying? Like, with the life, the only reason why I feel more connected to you than a lot of my friends, even not more than Duran, but like y'all two kind of neck and neck, because we do this podcast.
No, I get what you're saying there, but what I mean is like, not just because, we just don't talk as much, so it's not the same. I mean, we don't fuck with each other.
Yeah.
It's not like it's, now on my side, it's like, it's all love, but I mean.
Oh, like in terms of like you don't text message or nothing.
Because anybody who's been in my life at that age, we're not day to day because we can't afford to be day to day like we used to. That just happens. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like people that's like in that circle to, it's just like, damn, you're not even. When we was talking on Jonah's pod about that thing, the program and all that, about the kids that was kind of like in that fucked up school and the cult and all this other shit. I haven't got
a chance to watch that, but yeah.
And then that twin flame shit that Cease brought up when he was here.
Yeah.
When I was watching that, I had this epiphany. I was like, whoa, because one of the people I don't fuck with no more because he don't fuck with me. Everything they were saying in the documentary, I was like, yo, why is this shit sounding familiar? He was saying this shit to me. And he said he had to fall back because I'm too secular and I need to stop talking about rap music to him. And he just got really into God and this and that. And I was like, for sure. He just had a new marriage about some girl that ain't nobody ever seen or met.
He's still with that person?
Fuck, I know.
I know who you're talking about.
But I was
they
like,
on AZ, right?
Last I heard. But then I was like, okay, cool. I get it. If you're that into God, you probably don't want to fuck with me. But then, like, some time later, I ended up talking to his mom, and his mom was like, nah, he kind of cut me off too. I was like, damn, that's crazy. And then that part clicked, like, oh, he might be on some twin flame shit.
Maybe. But you know what, though? I hate when people use that, because, like, yo, what God are we talking about, right? Because the God that I know is, like, you know, all-knowing and all-accepting and, you know, come as you are and shit. People with Jesus be set up differently. But for you, I think you dodged the bullet, right?
No, I told him, I was like, hey, that's fair. My number ain't gonna change. You good?
I feel like people that do shit like that, they're never truly happy, though. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, yeah, like, you found God and all these things or whatever, but there's something that you're so uncomfortable about, like, yourself, that makes you feel like you gotta go that hard.
Well, yeah.
And that sounds crazy for me to say that, but, like, for example, I know of dudes who are, because of what I do, I know of dudes that would be pedophiles. And it's like, dog, according to the text, I get what you're doing. I'm 100% with you. Like, yo, you should feel good and everybody should have a second chance and all this other shit. But I don't know what God is going to say about what you did. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds crazy to say that. And I'm not saying this person is on that level, but I'm saying, like, but given what they were doing for a living,
yeah,
PTSD may be real or whatever. And it's like, dog, I get it, but
don't ever go to cell block 1.
You're masking shit, though. You know what I mean? No, I'm saying the person that you was with.
Oh yeah, but it's all masking shit, right? Like, I think when people that find religion that late in life, they had some real crazy shit just happen.
Yeah.
Or yeah, they just they get a sense of desperation. Like, I have nothing left. This is what I can turn to.
Let me clean that up.
Because people look at it.
Sounds crazy when I say
people look at it as like hope. I got nothing else. Nothing else works. So, like, this is all I got.
No, I'm with you on that. I think, okay, let me clean this up because that sounds crazy. What I want to clean up is that, yo, you should always try, right? You're going to miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Yo, if you did some bullshit in your life earlier on, hey, try to make a difference because you don't know. Maybe at the last hour, he be like, you know what? Didn't think that Carl was going to be here, but let's circle him up real quick. He made some changes at this age. So I'm with that, right? Hey, have that belief. Just know here on Earth, Earthy Carl is looking at you like, yo, I don't know, fam. The text is pretty clear. You got 10 commandments of what we shouldn't do, and that's on the list, just letting you know. So, yeah. All right.
Certified.
Anything else that you learned the hard way?
Oh, sure.
All right.
Things, but
I didn't want to keep scrolling. No,
we keep scrolling.
No, it's cool.
I mean, I could.
If you don't have it, you don't have to lie to me.
What's some? I probably don't have any good ones off the top without thinking about it, but like, I think at 35, however many lessons you've learned in life at this point, there's a high percentage that you learn the hard way.
You know what?
Not everybody follows what they,
I got a good one because this kind of ties hand in hand depending on how you look at it, but my brain is seeing it clear. My next question is, are you a server of money or does money serve you?
A server of money.
Yes. Or does money serve you? Like, do you do things for money or does money, or like when it says, are you a server of money? Like, hey, are the things that I do money motivated? Like, I'm serving this purpose so that I can get money. You're a server of money.
I'm a government worker. I think I can.
I
can attest I don't do it for money necessarily. But
no, but I mean, you could take on, if someone said, yo, Lex, I ain't gonna be, well, you don't work a job like that, but hey, Lex, I ain't gonna be here. Oh, I'll take on your shift.
I did that all the time.
Are you doing that out of kindness or are you doing that because of the money? And don't say both, because one of them drives you first.
Oh, when I was doing that, I was definitely doing that for money. Or if
they open up shop and say, yo, you could do overtime on the weekend. Are you going to do it if it's offered to you? Like, oh, we're giving up 5 hours of overtime. And why would you do it?
Yeah, I'm doing overtime right now.
Okay, so why are you doing it though?
For the money.
Okay, so then you're a server. So you're a server of money.
But that's not. Yeah, I mean, we're in a capitalistic system, so in that sense,
Hell yeah,
sure. But I don't do things.
Serious out. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I don't know how. I don't know really know how to make this part fun, but
no, I'm just saying.
I do shit for money because of the system we live in, but I don't necessarily care about money.
You say that to make that shit fun, but I feel like I feel like I got to a certain point for the money, like for me to be comfortable, but I'm not doing anything extra anymore.
Right. That's what I mean. When
Like,
I
I'm
was
not
doing
doing
that back in the
overtime,
day,
I'm
when
not-
I was taking the shifts back in the day, I wasn't being nice. I was like, yo, I'm broke.
Yeah.
But that mentality hasn't really changed too much. So right now, overtime pop up, yes, I'm broke. This shit's wild, man. Look. 4 people at the lot. At the movie theater. Food included. That shit was like $250.
Who goes to the lot?
It wasn't my choice.
Oh, you said 4 people.
4 people. That shit's
that's
kind
kinda
of crazy.
Yeah, that's $50.
And 2 of them are kids.
Yeah, but did you buy alcohol?
A little bit.
Like the person that was there.
The person, yeah.
Yeah. So then how many? So then that's what changes everything.
No, I know that, but it's like, especially with the past few years, the way what inflation has done and the way where everything's just so out of control, and then where we live specifically.
Yeah, but I mean that place is kind of like, all right, I'm with you.
I'm not just talking about the lot. I'm talking about period.
I know, but the fact that you use that is kind of weird because I feel like that's a choice. Like you
That's just because it just
nice.
happened like a few hours ago.
Right.
But in general, especially just where I'm at right now, where I got to play a little catch up, it's like shit. Me, I've seen it in different ways, and yeah, I got to play catch up right now. But now I'm thinking about like the next generations coming up. Like my kids got to get jobs in this environment, and like we talked about a couple weeks ago, in the past 40 years, the cost of goods has risen however much percent, and wages have been stagnant. They haven't rose at all. And so it's like I'm over here working harder than ever, and I feel like I'm that much behind. Like I have to rely on overtime just to replace the loss of the purchasing power from a few years ago, because my wage is not rising. Now when everything goes up, my money means less. So now I work the overtime just to get back where I was, not to get ahead.
I want to ask you that. Given like the work that your mother did, do you think she would be able to buy a house in this climate given the same circumstances that happened?
No. I make more money than my mom.
No.
At least when she retired.
What I'm saying is with those people make right now.
I don't know what they make right now.
With overtime, maybe 6 digits. Like maybe mid 6 digits. If the same circumstances.
Her specifically, no.
I said same circumstances. So however
But
she got
her
that.
specifically, other people who did that work, possibly.
Oh, okay, that's hate.
It's not hate.
That's hate.
She couldn't do it back in
No,
1987.
I'm just saying, not her specifically. I was using her as an example. Like, like somebody who worked a job like her, right, could still. My argument to your wage theory is that I feel like the wages for lower paying jobs haven't gone up. But I feel like wages for like middle class people jobs have gone up. They have to have, bro. Because when I came in, there's been about a 20,000 increase to like the position that I was in.
And I'm telling you,
That's more than. I'm not
it's
saying
more
you're wrong,
actual dollars.
But I'm just being more detailed what you're saying though. I don't think you're wrong. I think that there's a cap off depending on your level of education.
The cap raises every year, right? The cost of living raise. But the thing is, it's not really keeping pace with what's really going on outside.
All right, there we go. That's a better word. Keeping pace.
It's not keeping pace with what's going on outside.
Absolutely. I'll give you that. I would also argue that generation that we were talking about likes to buy a lot of bullshit included. So I feel like there's less things that we spend.
Well, because we're the generation that has to start the cleanup, right? Every generation before us, it was all good times. And I don't mean that in certain ways, especially talking to a black man. I'm talking about when it comes to like certain things, right? It's all been good times. Like the way the money system has worked through the baby boomers and all that other shit, they went and did all this shit, racked up all this debt and did all this to where the system's broken and now someone's got to pay for it, and that started with our generation.
Okay.
That's why our generation seems to like we know doctors and shit that are like 50, 55 years old still paying off student debt. Credit card debt is at an all-time high. And we did all this shit early just to pay it off for the rest of our life. And now, like, we're the last generation that can actually afford a home, and everyone else behind us, that's probably not going to happen. And, you know, something's going to break. Something's got to happen.
It's funny that you said that, because when I was at Mike's graduation, he's in the arts or something, whatever com falls under, right? And so there's people there at San Diego State doing dance. And look, it sounds like hate, but it's the truth, right? We gotta talk about it. It bothered me sitting in the stands, right? I literally wrote bro a text when he was down there, like, when I was watching the screen, like, yo, her parents paid $90,000 maybe for her to go to school. And this is hate, but she ain't had a body type of like the Juilliard dancers or nothing like that. We not on the Save the Last Dance era where that shit's even popping anymore. Like, yo, what'd you spend $80,000 to do dance for? You could do that shit as a hobby. You know what I mean? Like, that's like the only reason why I took basketball as an elective is because I just needed a point to graduate, right? But I'm not up there like taking like physical education. I just feel like that ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? If you be a teacher, you know, like you can't just come out here and be a coach. So maybe you're right, but I feel like also the generation coming up behind us spends a lot of time worried about the bullshit that don't matter the most.
That's why they look like that.
That's what okay, now we really cooking, because when I was there, I was like, yo, these girls look like 13-year-olds. They dress like the 13-year-olds did when we was kids. And it's weird to me, because it's like, yo, you could be 25, 26, and I'll look and be like, oh, she's attractive. Oh, she's not attractive. But then in my mind, I'm like, yo, I really don't know the difference. Because when I go to the gym, right, and I look at, like when I look around at the landscape and shit like that, the boys and the girls, they all dress like 12, 13-year-olds back in our time.
But I'm not talking about that. There was like
I just transitioned
something
to that
went viral some months ago where this dude popped up, and he's from Gen Z, and he's like 22 years old, but he looked like he was like 45. And then
I don't see too many.
They were saying everybody in my generation is aging faster because they're so worried, and because they live in the outrage culture. There's always something to be upset about, always something to be stressed over. And because they take on all these issues, and there's always something to protest, always something to be pissed off at, it's aging them, like, as a generation.
You know, it's funny. I was at baseball practice, and I was yelling at the kids in terms of like, yo, I'm 34 years old, man, and I'm getting down. And one of the dads to the kid at right field, he started speaking in Spanish, and the dad was like, yeah, he said, man, I thought he was 38.
Dang, you in the middle of your glow up too. He tried to put a little some years on you.
I was like, yo, that ball, hey, real shit, I'm about to get the hair BBL. I've been thinking about it. Like for real. That shit said lifetime. I was like, fuck.
I'm getting the eye one. I keep having to postpone it because I keep having to pay for some other shit.
You could probably hit like right up in here, bro. Get that line tight at the top.
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah. Once the corners start going, you're like,
your dad?
Huh?
What his shit look like?
Fuck, I know. You know as much as I do.
Why you gonna ask bro for no photo, man? Stop being weird, man. Ask your dad. Hey, man, send me a photo real quick on your phone. That shit gonna be mad pixelated.
No, I heard it. I don't know if this is I don't know if this is like an all-person thing or just a white man thing, but from what I was told, your hairline skips a generation, so you get it from your mother's father.
Nah, my grandfather had a great mane of hair, bro.
So I look at my mother's father, I'm like, all right, it's gonna go back a little bit, but that ain't too crazy. Like, I don't need to come on home, and I cannot afford to go on home because my head ain't. I ain't fit for the boulding.
I know the pattern because you got about nine of even just touching it, just to be. Sometimes
I don't even touch the front no more.
Some dudes that be cracking me up when I used to cut hair, like, "Hey man, can you say this?" I'm like, "Look, bro, I'm not even supposed to touch this. Like, it's look, I gotta skip this space, and you just use your imagination. So you got about 9 to still touch it."
9. That'll put me at what, 44?
And I'm gonna need you to get a photo because, like, I keep imagining for the last year and a half. I never told you this, but I think your dad has a mullet.
Nah.
Something like for you to be like as like Afrocentric as you are, he's got to have something like hella like Joe Dirtish. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I can't imagine what kind of hair he got right now. He got a comb over. See, you know what?
I think it's one of those like non-touched up. I consider it just like one of them. Not a bowl cut, but not a comb over. Just like there ain't no product in it. It's just kind of there. You know what I mean?
Does he got a mustache or a full beard?
He might be going full on rape face now.
Oh shit! Like
can I say that?
Nah, I don't know if you can, but I just said oh shit and wanted to get over that. I might want to. Shit, here we go. Didn't think I had to work today. All right. Yeah, I think of when you say that, I think of Forrest Gump. I'm tired. I think I'm gonna go home. Like I feel like that's his bag. Anyway, all right. Oh, here we go. This is my last one. We're gonna laugh a little bit. What lie did you tell women like back in the day when you was like in your bag? I told you I was gonna turn up today. I saw that one. I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it." But I put it back in your bag. Like back in the day, like what lie did you tell them? I'm security chopper. I ain't gonna even lie. Like I be offering false security.
I got you.
Yeah, man. I used to I would draw up the nicest Aesop fable. Like for real. Like that was like showing it's so nasty to say that, but it's the truth, bro, because like men do that, and I don't know why we do that when we were young, but you offer up fake security of like, yo, you're you may at 19, 20 years old talk about, oh yeah, I'm just looking for something long term right now, and I can see it, going the distance and all that. Yo, at 20, that wasn't gonna work.
I ain't never did that.
No?
No. That wasn't my bag back then.
What was your bag then? What lie did you tell them? That's mine. You didn't have to agree. Don't do that. Don't step on my shit like it was like the words.
No. I'm trying. The lie. I wasn't getting.
No, women have done that to me too. Like I don't even want that to be like on some like yo Carl's a scumbag type shit, because women do that also, and I find that to be truer of older women too, right? Because especially if they know they don't want nothing serious, or they may have a baby dad or something like that they know that they got to deal with or whatever. They're going to offer you false security for fun, right? They do that, just for a good time. Men do it for a one-time encounter, but they'll do it over the scale of, weeks, months, or, a couple of years or so. Anyway, go ahead.
I don't know if I have a signature one. I know I've gotten the virgin thing off a few times.
Damn. Hey, that's no, don't do that.
What?
You right up my alley. That's the same security.
How is that security?
Bro, you're offering like the fact that you're not experienced in something that you about to just clearly.
And then the aggressive ones were like, "Ooh, let me get that from you."
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Now you're tapping.
But that wasn't a false. That was just a lie.
There is an emotional interest in something like that at our age. At our age back then.
No, you a sicko.
Ooh,
fucking virgins ain't fun.
And when you're a kid, yes.
What?
You're crazy. That's why you brought the lie up in the first place.
No.
It's me, man. It's me. You ain't gotta do this. It's me and you in the room. Whoever's judging you.
I'm talking about, okay, for women, maybe it's like a thing. Like, oh, I got that
for men too.
Not for me.
Not for
that was never a thing for me.
No, okay, for you specifically, no, probably, right? No, you're lying.
I promise you.
Why did you say it?
I'm saying because it might be a thing for them. Ooh, let me get that. I've never looked at a girl like, let me get that from you.
Okay. But you're basically saying is you understand it's a thing, it's just not a thing for you.
Yeah, so I'm not going to say it's a thing for me.
Okay, well, it was a thing for you in terms of using that, yes. But yeah, in terms of other people. We don't have to die on that hill.
I think it's a little weird for men to be using it.
I've never said that, though.
No, not using the fact that they're virgin.
And I've never gone.
I think it's a little more weird for men to be excited about taking a virginity than women are.
Yeah, I didn't want that either though at the time. Like yeah, it might be like as a dude. To me, it was like nah. Kind of want this to be a fun experience. I don't feel like
right because one like
hesitation.
What do I get from this experience? Because it barely counts as a body. If we keeping it a being.
Are we really having a talk? Because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say something real wild, but like no one says it. Yo people have a real weird thing with Asian girls.
Okay.
And to me, I feel like when you see a white guy like with an Asian girl, and
I think Navy.
and I'm talking about yeah, I'm talking about Far East Asian, not even like the ones that have been here a couple of generations, but the ones because their demeanors are real shy and soft spoken that it's like childlike. So to me, I've always thought that shit was like low key weird. Like, yo, fam. Now, if I saw an Asian dude with an Asian girl and they both acted like that and like the little Kimmy things and, put them on the little, what I'm talking about, the keychain shit, right? Like, if I see that shit, I'm like, all right, that kind of goes together. But when I see, like, what you just said in your joke, like, bring them over here and shit, I'm like, yo, something's weird about that.
I mean, I don't.
Not to say that most sex offenders are white, but just saying.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some stats behind that one.
I'm sure. I mean,
no, but
based on world population, obviously.
I think the other lie I've gotten off, it was more of a test the waters lie.
Okay.
So it didn't happen. It was just my way of like, all right, let me get a temperature check, because I feel like I see something, but I don't know for sure. And I'm not like brave enough to just come out and bluntly ask. So if we cool, right? Because I'm a slow burn. Like, I can't just go up to you and be like, hey, I want to date you, or can I take you out, or hey, you're attractive, I like you. I can't do that. But I can make you my friend, and then I'll make you like me. And then I'll make you tell me you like me.
That's false
and
security.
Then I'll go into
keep going to this.
That's not false security.
Yes, it is, man. Because you have bad intentions.
I don't have bad intentions.
Bro, you're going to the whole like Anthony Edwards right now. I know what I see from the 3-point line, what you doing.
No.
Yes.
What you mean?
You're trying to get someone to befriend you so that they put their card down.
Not someone to befriend me if we're naturally friends. But I really...
But is your plan to be naturally friends with them and then something pop off?
Plan, no, it's not a plan. It's maybe a hope. But I'm perfectly fine with being friends with people. And I can have girls platonically. That's fine.
This person that you're talking about, though, you have a sexual interest in them prior to that happening.
Sure.
And then it happens.
But it's not a plan. Not all the
time. Okay, so not all the time.
Not all the time. And sometimes it's not before. Sometimes
you do that as a single man?
Sometimes it happens after we're friends.
No, but I'm saying you're doing this as a single man, right? Obviously, right? Are you cool with still being that person's friend if you're in a relationship?
Yeah.
Even though initially you was like, yo, I'd hit.
I feel like going against
you better answer this very carefully.
Going against your male instincts, like as soon as you get in a relationship, like you just don't see other women no more, is crazy.
Okay, I agree with you there.
So just because I'm attracted to you in that way, and if I was single and you was with it, I would go for it.
Give me the
doesn't
answer.
Mean
this is the 33-year-old man answer. I wanted you to answer like from like before all this shit. Yes, yes, that makes sense. There are.
No, I'm telling you, if I've been there was a girl I went down this route with.
Okay.
I liked her. Okay. I wanted her.
Yes.
She ain't want me.
You had a girlfriend.
I get a girlfriend.
Okay.
Now she want me. And I'm like, damn. And the thing is, I know
but that would have been her if she would have allowed you to get your shit off, is my whole point.
But what I'm saying is, you saying, oh, if I was in a relationship, then...
Because based on your personality, you're not you've already said that, right? You're not hopping on them like that. So basically, you will wait it out to the point where it's like, well, someone else is giving me some interest, so I'll leave this one alone peacefully and go after this person. Therefore,
not necessarily.
Yeah, because if you was assertive, that would have been you.
No, if I'm just dating someone, I actually got a girlfriend.
I'm not even worried about
the whole waiting for someone, whatever. I can go fuck someone else and do me and hold on and like, all right, you ready to go?
And that's what men do. And then when somebody, because we're very passive in that shit. Every guy that I've talked to, right, about some shit, it's like they girl, unless the girl was like a little timid, but every guy that I know, like they girl has brought up marriage to them or long-term shit or being in a relationship or whatever at some point. But you're facing somebody who's just like you. Because now they probably thought hey, at some point he gonna push the button and I'm ready to go. And you at some point she gonna be aggressive.
No. With the person I'm talking about, I actually voiced it.
Oh, okay.
After a certain point in time, I'm like, all right.
Enough's enough. Okay.
And yeah, so that's what I was like. And that's why I was like, man, you super foul right now for telling me this shit. Like,
That's crazy.
right now.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it because I felt like I have some, even at that age, I feel like I have some sort of integrity.
Yeah.
But then I was like, all right, just timings, timings. But I didn't even get to the lie that I'm talking about.
Okay, go ahead.
So the temperature check is, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of who, like, damn, a long time ago. I would sit here and be like, hey, like, we're cool, we're friends, but there's like, all right, there's flirty vibes. So it's like, all right, maybe she wants me to say something, but I don't know how to do that necessarily, or I'm afraid to do it.
Yes.
So this was kind of my way of doing it. I was like, yo, I had a crazy dream last night. But then I'll immediately back off. Nah, I can't do that though. That's hella inappropriate. I'm ashamed.
Wait, that's to build interest.
Yeah. Because I just let the cliffhanger.
Yeah, you're sick.
No, I want detail.
Yeah.
As soon as they want details, I'm like,
but
I'm
you've
in there.
done that multiple times. Is what you're saying. Yeah,
I'm in there.
That's attention-seeking behavior too.
It's not, well, no,
we all do that. I know what you're saying.
It's not necessarily attention seeking. It's more like,
nah, because that's like,
do you want my attention? This will tell me that, and then I'll be a little more easier to be like,
you're trying
what
to
up?
build up like the want for you. That's like
I'm not trying to build up the want for me. I need to know where it's a temperature check. If the want is there, then I'll just go from there. If it's not, then I'll back off.
Nah, that's like, oh, I need to tell you something. Nah, you gonna get mad if I tell you type thing. Like you trying to like disarm the person too when you do that. Like it's a
But I don't do
check.
it that way. That sounds
Like,
crap.
I want you to feel for me emotionally before I tell you what I need to say.
Yeah, but see that because that's a lot. That hits that. There's a lot more behind that phrase than I had a crazy dream last night, because that's not real.
The dream's not real?
No, the dream wasn't real.
You want it to be. That's why you telling the person that though. Because in the context of what you saying right now, I know what type of time you are. Like you not fooling me right now. That shit funny as hell. But I know what type of time you are. So
hey, it's worked more than it's failed.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not shoot or shoot. At the end of the day, sometimes you gonna have, you're gonna give up 9, Jamal Murray, but then you're gonna go back for 25 the next night. It is what it is. Funny how we all thought they was out of it. They didn't came back. That shit crazy. Go ahead, my hand claps.
Nah, I didn't even think they was out of it.
While you doing that, I sent you a text message. I want you to play that video because that shit had me down.
Right now?
Yes, read them and weep, because I'm going to ask you the same question. But I need y'all to listen to this real quick. C sent me this and I was crying. Just listen to it verbally. Turn it up too.
From the black people comedy community.
Yes, this is off of Reddit. He found it on. I love Reddit, by the way. I've said that a million times. At any point, Lex phone's going to go off. But in the meantime, his fit looks amazing. He's
your wife.
There we go.
Your mother-in-law. Your dog.
Scoot it back. Scoot it back. Go there.
Your house is on fire. And you're going to say 2 things.
Okay.
Your wife, your mother-in-law, your dog, or $20 million.
Oh, so I will save 20 million.
Mm-hmm.
So the 20 million is my own.
Yes.
It's in the house and it's mine.
Yes.
So what am I doing in the house and if there's 20 million there?
That's not the question.
Dog and $20 million.
No husband?
No.
Or mother-in-law?
No.
Why?
I don't need a man.
Girl.
Yes, ma'am.
So, assuming that I'm in the house and there's 20 million.
The question is,
Is it mine or is it my wife's or my mom? Who does it belong to?
yours.
It's my own.
You will win that. Okay. You can only, okay.
I'll take my wife and mother-in-law.
Okay. So $20 million is gone. Okay.
There's some hope for
$20 million
humanity.
is in your house.
It's in my house, okay.
So $20 million and
Look, he's still trying
what is your second option?
So I will select. Can I select it?
My husband and $20 million.
So no mother-in-law.
Not really.
So
Now pause that.
$20
Pause it. Pause
and-
it. Okay, so you're in the house. Okay, the house is on fire. Your mother-in-law, 20 million. And what was the other one? It was
Your
mother-
wife or your dogs.
Your wife or your dogs. Dogs is out the window.
Right.
Yeah,
Thank God.
I'm not worried about that. But these next two are critical.
Is it my 20 million?
Yeah, it's your 20. Yeah, it's your 20. That's a tough one.
It's tough.
It is.
But
I know look, I'm saving my mother-in-law and I'm definitely saving my wife. Right?
yeah.
But I ain't gonna front. there's gonna be a moment where I pause and there's a crucial conflict that goes off. And I got a funny thing to say that I think that if this mic wasn't on, Lex would have a different answer because I've heard you say more wild shit before. So just say it.
I don't know if I'd say it like that. No, I feel like I would say I would give it up if it was like that.
Okay, so you're going with your wife and your mother-in-law.
Yeah, I do that.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
I wonder if she would do the same for me.
Probably not. You see how easy that was for someone?
Oh, girl, yeah. But, I mean, I'm already married, but I wonder if, like, it's a no-brainer for her. Like, is what we have right now enough?
No, this question would be so much better if we were like dog people and had dogs in the house.
Yeah,
because I'll tell you what, when you really a dog person, this question will really suck.
What about your people?
Huh?
This might get you in trouble. What about your people?
My people.
Yeah, the ones you know that own a dog.
Would they say a dog and whatever?
Yeah, well, if you ask them the same question with the dog, like your people, just taking a hypothetical guess.
I'm pretty sure they'd save each other and their mother-in-laws. Oh, you know what?
You don't have to say which one because that keeps the mystery alive. But like, you think somebody else would have a different choice?
I think it'd be close. I don't think they'd take the 20 million.
Okay, so the 20 million's off the table, but the dog is definitely up there.
They would save each other definitely, and then between the dog and the mother-in-laws, it's a little closer.
Yeah. You start saying shit like, well, they live their life. Sparty's 3. You know,
like, all right, mother, how much time she got versus how much time the dog got? Maybe about the same amount of time.
Well, you don't know with dogs either. That's the thing. Like, dogs ain't no guarantee. Like, when they get sick, bro, they always tell you, like, oh, we're not going to do anything advanced on them. So, you might want to put them down. Like, your dog dying a year after your mother-in-law died in the fire is kind of crazy. Like,
ain't that some shit?
like, fam, I don't know.
Now my wife is looking at me crazy.
See all the rationale I'm thinking of why the dog is there? You don't get that time in the fire. That 20 million still going to be ringing in my head right now.
Yeah, if anything, I'll be like, yo, I got to save mother-in-law. Like, the dog should have this animal instinct, like, fire, get the fuck out, and he should be able to do that.
We shouldn't even have to worry. Matter of fact, he should have told us if
the dog is on its last limb to where it can't crawl out of a fire, you wasn't gonna make it anyway.
Could you ever see yourself owning a dog? I've never known you to have any animal.
Nah.
Have you ever had a pet?
Yeah.
A goldfish, huh?
I mean, I can go. You want me to go into some?
Why you look at the time? It's nowhere to be.
So I'm not there's been pets in my house. I don't own pets. I had a dog when I was like 2 or 3 that my mom brought back from Japan before I was born.
Yeah.
R.P. Kuma.
How was Kuma how old were you when Kuma passed away?
Well, I watched him get murdered in front of my eyes at 3 years old.
This
by the dog from the Sandlot. I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Like a Saint Bernard?
Nah, this motherfucker broke his chain, went out, bit my dog in the face. My dog's sitting there bleeding to death, and had to put him down. And I was like, damn. And then after that, we don't do pets.
We should have started therapy with that. Like that.
We get there. We going back now. We getting there. After that, my brother had a bunch of pets just because he's a kid, like asking for shit.
But you never had to take care of them.
That's why they all died.
Because
you died in fantastic fashions.
What you mean?
Like
you never took care of them.
Fuck no.
Okay.
Ain't my responsibility. That's why I didn't want a pet. Like, what the fuck? I don't want to take care of another life. I'm selfish. I'm trying to live my own life. I got shit to do.
Now we got 2 kids.
Yeah. Now I take care of these pets every day. That shit sucked. That's why I waited.
Oh shit, man.
But birds, fish, cats, all that. I'm like, what are you doing? And they all in just wild man. They never just like, oh, they passed away and this and that. It's just, and my family, like my brothers and sisters, they grew up with dogs. They always have a dog. And me, my rationale young was like, why are you setting yourself up for more pain?
We got to deep dive into that. That's crazy. Keep going.
So what I'm saying is, like,
I know what you're saying. That shit's sad to think about it like that.
That's how I think about it.
Fuck, and man. That's like everything in life, though. Everything in life dies at some point,
for sure.
Man.
That's why I would
morbid Harry.
I would second guess having. See, the thing about having kids is, in theory, they supposed to bury you.
Okay.
Right? But animals, no. And the thing is, all the dog people I know are like invested, and that shit is a real thing when they pass.
Yeah.
And I've been around it so long from a bunch of different people that I'm like, oh, there's like real mourning going on.
You didn't have so basically what you're saying is, in a short form, is that you never had an animal because you knew you didn't want to open up to it and have to lose it?
Yeah. I thought that as a child.
You could have just fucking led with that.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
but
you led like the way you were talking was like economically it didn't make sense. No, it was.
it doesn't make sense economically.
You know
either,
what, bro? I
but-
think you would do well with like a service animal.
a service animal
Yeah.
for my anxiety.
Yeah, for something, bro, like emotional support. They do it for the dudes in jail. They be like, they be breaking the dogs, and then like, you know, they be like, yo, this shit really helps, you know, me emotionally.
It's not that I don't like animals. I just
Right.
like other people's animals.
Okay, so you sleep in the bed with the dogs?
Fuck no.
See, I was just telling Chris, I was like, yo, there's no better feeling than when Satchel used to come up underneath the bed, dog. You know,
I can think of a few better feelings.
I'm at 14 at the time, bro. 12.
At 14.
Yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, I pull the cover up, and you know he look at you, soft gaze. You put the cover back down, he put his head down, lay down next to you. It's a soft feeling, bro. And you can hug a dog forever.
Cool.
You can't hug your kids forever. Like the dog would take the hug from you like all day long.
I don't want to hug my kids forever.
I know, but you need to hug something. That's what we talking about. Like, yo, it's just something. Yo, you just like walking around the neighborhood with the little dog bag, picking up, you know, your dog shit and everything, and then like fucking,
Crazy.
yeah, with those flip flops
Fucking
scream
crazy.
like I hate this dog, but I love him at the same time.
And that's how a lot of the dog owners I know, it's the love hate. It's just like kids. It's a love hate thing.
I would argue it's worse though, because kids have some level of independence. Dogs can't like really wash themselves like the way that we have their cleaning standards to be, and then their capacity to learn shit is very limited. Which is why, personally, for me, I wouldn't want to have dogs because it's like it's a thing. I was just talking to Durant about this today, bro. He was saying that he wanted to put his dog in like a vacation kennel. They want $800 for
A
6 days.
vacation kennel.
Yeah, he really
Like,
cared.
so he's sending his dog to vacation.
No, to a hotel.
Yeah, that's a new thing to me that I'm trying to wrap my head around. Like, dogs have their own hotels and daycares.
I think that if you would have spent $2,000 on a bulldog, that you would take just as good as care as they would. Now, I know what your mind is telling you. No way I'm spending $2,000 on an animal that I can get for free, right? And that's why you.
the ones you want for free, you're gonna pay for it in a different way.
If you go to SPCA, I'm sure you can find an Alex-like dog too. Yo, Alex dog would be crazy. Bro he'd definitely have like a wheelchair. Like you get the dog like
With no back legs,
you
and he
get
got to
the
do the little.
You get the dog you would have to take the most care of, like because he's so cheap, right?
I just went and walked for those motherfuckers at the Humane Society.
Hell yeah,
they did
man.
the walk at Liberty Station.
Hey, so his medication's free on the purchase. I'll take care of him.
He got to walk up and get his meds like he in prison.
So like if somebody bought you a dog, would you keep it?
Fuck, would you buy me a dog for?
I'm just saying, if someone bought
Would I
you-
keep it?
Yeah,
I'll re-gift that motherfucker.
for real.
Yeah.
We gonna find to give you.
I'll go under the bridge right by the swap meet. You
Yo,
know where
man,
they get them off?
yo.
You know where they get them off?
Yo, you standing there wearing that underneath the bridge is crazy. Oh man, I need you to get an animal.
Why?
Yeah, bro. I had goldfish, 2 dogs. My mom had a cat. We never do lizards. Like that ain't for me. Could you do a pet lizard?
For what?
For the kids.
No.
They probably ask you. What do you tell them when they ask you?
No.
All right, we ain't got to die on this hill. Hit my hand claps.
Everybody don't need no animal.
All right, I'm just seeing where you was at emotionally.
Emotionally. I do got to dig into
As soon
some.
as a therapist fucking say he need to, he gonna find another one.
Nah, I'm going to try to fight her on that one. We be fighting all the time.
Oh,
But now
shit.
that I got all these videos in here talking about my emotional neglect. It might get real interesting on Sundays once I really start deepening.
You gonna press play?
Huh?
You're gonna press play?
No, I'm talking about when I go through it for me.
I thought you were doing like a little journal log.
When
of
people
yourself, and then
see
you was gonna play press.
these videos and they say this reminds me of you, and all I see is emotional neglect, and everything they say is like, oh, I know who does that. I know who does that. I'm just like, damn.
I personally stay away from those jokes.
It ain't meant to be no joke. It's go get help.
That's what I'm saying. Well, yeah, that too. Women couldn't apply for credit cards until 1974.
No, I can't believe we let them do that.
Man, we're real progressive now, and You know what? That's funny that you said that because I don't want to talk about it on here. But I'm saying progressive because like times have changed. And I got a friend that is of the community. We talk about these things all the time. But these shows is getting kind of crazy how like I feel like they having the lead actors, like they got to make sure like there's one per show. You know how like Soul Food and like all the other black shows was like Tyler Perry like had they moment like in the early 2000s and shit, late 90s, and we were forcing on these black TV shows, and some of them were like really F grade like movies. I feel the same way right now about like the community. Like it's like, yo man, if you naturally got someone because they're talented, cool. But I feel like they're really curtailing like these conversations to be this.
They
way.
even doing it like they making cartoon characters.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure one of these apes in the movie today was gay. And I looked and we're like, am I saying what do you think he's saying? Because they keep talking about the kingdom, right?
Yeah.
And they rolled up on this dude and we thought his homie was like dead, so he was cremating him, right? The Darth Vader style, just had him burning right there. He was going through the thing. He's like, that was my kingdom. I was like, he was gay? Is that what he's trying to say? He was saying another ape was his kingdom.
You know what? That sounds just like this little fight I had with Carl. But yeah, but yes, because he kept talking about some biblical text where like, Abraham was saying something, and I don't know. Don't look. You know how he do, bro. But but like I do feel like they. So I watched Doctor Who, right? I like the show. I still like the show, right? Even though this is the case, one of the main antagonists in like the third episode was clearly cross-dressing, right? And my son asked, "Yo, is that a he or a she?"
I've been getting those too.
And I'm like, "Yo, what's funny is like, I never really had to answer these questions before, right? And I know that if we talk about those things, then we have to start talking about penises and vaginas in a way that I didn't want to have to talk about so early, right? That's what I'm saying. I feel like they're making us like have the talk a lot faster about something that they shouldn't even be cognizant about. And I get the argument on the other side is that our kids should grow up in a society of things that like of things that should be natural and all this other stuff, or a representation of where we're trying to be. I'm just trying to find a way of like, is there a way of we could do this to where like I can kind of skip this part?
Yeah, we was watching Naked and Afraid, and it was like the first transgender on there or some shit, right?
Mm.
And so it was a dude that transitioned into a girl. And so G's like, is that a he or a she? And I was like, fuck. Why you gotta do it on this episode, right?
There's no good answer right here.
But here's the thing, like I was like, oh,
that was satisfying.
I said it was a he because I knew this motherfucker about to be here 3 weeks, no meds. He gonna turn back into a he,
right?
And then he'll be like, oh yeah. I was like, he's just dirty, and so
yeah,
he's just dirty, and you know how your brother got long hair? He got long hair, and then like 2 episodes later, he was just like, yeah. See.
Right back, and maybe that's
not yet.
Yeah, I mean, because the community is so vast that there's so many. There's people of that community that dress in a fashion that you can't explain. Right, like a woman that's gay that's butch, like how you were saying right now. Like if you knew for sure that's what they were aiming for, I'd be like, yo, yeah, that's a he. I'm gonna call people by their pronouns. So again, if somebody wants to get on this pod, hit me up and educate me on what I'm talking about, because like my experiences is only with one acronym, one word in the acronym. So I don't have a lot of trans friends, and to be honest with you, like I feel like that community is so hypersexualized that I couldn't handle the conversations that I would have to have on a day to day. Like me and my boy that I talk to all the time. Yeah, I'd be like, yo, bro, there's only so much of this I could take. like we ain't gonna just get into too much details like I would. And he understands that and gets it within reason. I'll joke and shit like that, and we'll talk. I'll give him a space to talk to me about it. But some of that shit just be too vulgar for me.
Yeah, they be giving it up in a different way.
Yeah. Because I was like, yo, men don't talk like and when I say men, when I'm saying the straight men don't talk like that. I feel like they're of that ilk where they try to figure us out too. It's funny how we landed here from women not having bank credit cards and shit, but hey, we podding. Anyway, a chicken once lived for 18 months without its head.
Yeah, I heard about that.
That was kind of crazy. I don't know how true that is. Probably came off of BBC News, but yeah. Just for the sake of not getting stuck on topics, before the invention of the modern false teeth, dentures were commonly made from teeth of dead soldiers. I mean, what else can you do at that point? It's kind of hard to simulate teeth.
I don't know. I mean, obviously they don't have to do that now, but back in the day, because you know, like that's how you identify bodies and shit. So like
now, because back, I mean, if you're looking at centuries ago, like that, I don't think you can identify people by teeth. I think that identifying people by teeth is rarely a new scientific discovery in terms of history in the last maybe 50 years.
Yeah, I don't know.
60 years, something like that. I still sometimes associate that I'm in the 90s, so I'll say 50 years, meaning like the 40s or some shit like that, but I could be, you know, it could be 50 years at that point. Want to know if your pet turtle is a boy or a girl? Listen closely. Female turtles hiss and male turtles grunt. Now, my cousin had some red ear sliders when we were back in college. They didn't make a noise. So maybe I wasn't listening closely enough. But Lex will never have a pet turtle, so we'll never find out.
But I learned it at the zoo real quick.
About this?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because they was fucking.
Like.
And the dude turtle was grunting. And I was like, damn, he really going for it.
She was hissing?
Yeah, but she didn't sound pleased.
No. Wait, chill, man.
And I was like in 4th grade, like, yo, you see this?
There it is. We found the title. She ain't sound pleased. It's crazy. The turtle?
Right, because it's not like a I'm happy you doing this hiss.
Oh, my God.
It's like, yo, back the fuck up.
That's crazy.
But his grunt was like, it was more appropriate. Like,
he probably witnessed the crime. So, you know. I think about that too. Like we're the only like mammal group that like has like laws in place for shit like that. You know what I mean? Like yo, in the animal
rape is
kingdom,
just okay over there.
Yeah, in any animal kingdom, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Now there are repercussions. Like you mess around with a male gorilla's like girl or whatever, and he bigger than you. Good luck, Chuck.
Well, that's the whole thing. They get there and they'll fight over the girl. Like, hey, if you just beat everybody's ass, you can have it. And that's how they get down. In the dolphin community. Males rape other males to establish dominance.
That's crazy.
Look, and that's super primitive, but that's the shit they're supposed to be on.
Shit happens to us in jail.
Exactly. Very primitive environment.
What are you doing in that situation?
Say what? Which one? Which one we talking about?
What are you?
What would you like me to answer?
We'll move on. In ancient Egypt, servants were smeared with honey so flies would flock to them instead of the pharaohs. Now, I'm one of those guys that watch like TV and be like, damn, I know they stink. Right? That's been my bag for a long time, bro. I be in there, I be like, yo, like, I know they breath is just hot. When they do the sailors, especially like the European joints, when I know they ain't have fluoride in the water and shit like that, I be like, man, his teeth yellow as shit. Or like how they be looking wearing the same clothes every day. I was like, yo.
I did that when I was watching Walking Dead. I was like, yo, y'all, no. There ain't no way y'all out here just fucking all willy-nilly.
Yeah, there we go. All right, you took it right there. Go ahead.
I'm like, y'all over here, y'all ain't showered in like 3 weeks, but y'all just fucking like it's pleasant.
Game of Thrones too.
I probably would have thought about that too if I watched that, but I'm just like, come on now.
Oh, you didn't catch up on Game of Thrones? Not gonna
that
be
was
you?
Never my bag. I watched the first episode of that and the first episode of Spartacus, and I was like, I can't handle 2 shows where all the names, it's going to take me forever to...
Crixus.
And then I was like, Spartacus seemed a little more my bag, and I went with it. I'm glad I did.
It's a shame, man. R.I.P. to that actor, because after that first season, it never was really the same. That first season was like monumental in Spartacus.
But the prequel they did when he was sick was fire. And then season 3 was really good. Season 4, they ended it kind of like, but season 3 was good.
It was good enough for me to watch it, yes, but it didn't hit like the first 2. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he wasn't in the second one either.
Season 1 was like fire.
Even though the dude that replaced him kind of looked more the part.
Yeah.
to me.
I'm at that point in my life now too, because like at that age, I would overlook shows and then come back and watch them years later. Now, I'm so caught up that if a good show comes out, I watch it right now when it happens. Like, yo, I didn't catch on to Game of Thrones until like 8 years later, dog. Like I remember when it came out week to week as a new season. I was in college. I said, like, bro, I have no time to watch like all this shit. My cousin was like, oh, you gotta watch this. He explained it to me. I was like, bro, there's no way I can do that. The reason why I say that is because Game of Thrones is coming back on TV this summer. And so, like, it just reminds me that, like, now from that time period of, like, when I first started watching Game of Thrones, they were already 3 seasons in, and I caught it on the 4th one. So that means it had already been, like running for, like, 5 or 6 years or whatever at that point. Because I think there was, like, a delay for some time. Till now, like, bro, it's been, like, 8 years, and now I know the stories. I could go back and actually watch it again and learn everything, and relearn everything how it happened, but...
Yeah.
A group of owls is called Parliament.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. There's a Parliament in Europe. You know what I mean? I knew of them.
It's Parliament Funk. It's Parliament the cigarettes.
You know Parliament. All right. Hit my hand claps. How much time we got? We're at that time where you start looking a little crazy at me. Like, all right, that's all I got in the tank.
I'm cool.
Shows to watch. I don't know if I brought this up, but this came out with Zendaya about 3 years ago. It was like during COVID, and it was a good watch for me during COVID. And then I watched the second part that came out, which was affected by SAG-AFTRA. So this show has been like standing the test of time, or a movie, Dune. So I watched Dune Part 1. Zendaya's in it, and a bunch of other people you won't know. But I think that is, as far as like these type of futuristic fictional stories, like I think that like this one like hits the nail on the head. It's an original story. I mean, it comes from like the actual book. There's been movies on Dune before, but they're redoing it. But I like it, and I think it's in theaters right now. But the first Dune, I want to say, is in Netflix. Is on Netflix because it got released on Netflix because remember we weren't going to the movies at that time. So yeah, I fuck with Dune though.
I finally wrapped up a show called The Mayans on FX.
The Motorcycle Club?
A spinoff of Sons of Anarchy. And, you know, I finally caught up to it because, I was like 8 months behind in my queue. And that was there. And I'm never in a rush to watch it because I don't really know a bunch of people that watch it. So I was like, oh, yeah, I'll get to it. And I didn't realize this was the end. I thought they had another season coming.
Yeah.
And then towards the end, like last couple episodes, I was like, this don't seem right. I don't think this person should have died right now. And then I guess they planned on keeping going. They got canceled, so they had to kind of tie it up last second. But yeah, if you watch Sons of Anarchy, then you probably know what I'm talking about. Doesn't mean you watched it. It's probably like the Better Call Saul to Breaking Bad. You know, it's kind of like on that type of tip. And I mean, it ended pretty well for me. I wasn't mad at it. It didn't need another season. I was cool. And I think that's season 5. Season 5, I think. So yeah, it's a lot of episodes if you ain't started it, but if you do watch it, you probably should watch Sons of Anarchy first. 1, because it's good, and 2, there is little pieces and Easter eggs in there for you to appreciate, and there's a couple characters that do kind of transfer over eventually. But if you don't see Sons of Anarchy, it's not the biggest deal in the world. 'Cause Sons of Anarchy ended on some bullshit. I'm still mad about it.
Yeah.
But
those shows have never been my bag.
I didn't really think it was going to be mine either, but I ended up liking it.
I'm not now if I'm going to watch a motorcycle gang, I watch it on Gangland. Like real shit. It got to be like authentic, cuz like when I see the actors do it, it don't hit the same for me. So, yeah. All right, man, we get up out of here. Lex looking like he ready to go.
Don't put that on me.
Hang with me no more, man. Shit.
Nah, you say something.
That's cool.
Say something.
That's cool, man. Nah, I'm messing with you. I really want to go.
Yeah, I bet.
We both want to go. I can see it in your face, and right now I'm ready to go too. So, see you next week. 3 cheers. My bad. Yeah, my bad. 3 cheers. 3 cheers. I definitely want to get this one on because I think that this is important. Just so that I get the message out there for anybody that's out there. Whenever you get that ready.
Oh, the clap. I thought you said, go ahead.
See, that's how I know he ready to go. He usually sharper than this. Yeah. It's all good.
Clap ain't working. Why the clap ain't working? I turn it down? No, it just ain't working.
Just hit the green button. I mean, hit the go again. Refresh it. All right, we ain't got to do all that. 3 cheers. So there's a guy by the name of Tom Killingsworth, and I think it's important to mention this. I don't want to fire it off as much as I want to right now, but we're going to speak some truth next week. Baseball out here is in a very rough state, especially here in the Southeast. The little leagues that are out here, they're hurting in terms of enrollment, and the pony leagues out here are getting ran by another entity that's kind of privatized baseball. I participated in it, but at a very later age than what I had to. But now most kids are trying to get ahead of the curve, and they're all competing, and parents are competing to get their kids to get better. But travel ball, and travel ball is infiltrated pony, and travel ball is a beast within itself. Things have changed. Kids are going to perfect game events down south and stuff like that as teenagers because the scouts is all down there in abundance. They'll see somebody or reach somebody that they didn't have a chance to reach previously before. And then you got some of these bootleg travel ball teams out here with some of the dad coaches out here that don't know what the hell they doing and just putting their kids first and not doing shit for the community. So I got my own beef, with that shit. But in the midst of all of this, a gentleman started a league, Skyline Pony League, started, I want to say last year, by Tom Killingsworth. And Tom, I want to say, went to Morris back in the day. And then he came back to San Diego. He's got kids now. Started Skyline Pony League. I talked to the gentleman. He's in the middle of trying to do something that's incredibly hard because of politics. And I think it's dope that he's doing that because he noticed the same shit that I'm noticing, but had the guts to say, hey, look, I'm going to, get my nonprofit 501 or whatever one that he got and start up Skyline Pony League, by the community. Let travel ball teams in to play if they want to or whatever, but also, try to provide these kids with an avenue and experience that isn't so privatized. So shout out to Tom. If you got any family members that live in the Southeast area, definitely Skyline Pony League is back up and running. Actually, it's the first one. I think Skyline Little League was a thing, but it's the first pony league that they have up at Skyline. So, sign your kids up. Let's try to make this league a little strong. I'm going to save what I really want to say for next week once this shit's over with because I think it's complete, utter bullshit. And I'll make it quick. So, yeah. 3 cheers for you, Lex.
Be real cliche and shout out all the mothers.
There you go. Oh, yeah. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to my wife. Happy Mother's Day to my mother, my aunt who listens to this podcast, all the mothers within my family and outside of my family that I miss. Yeah, definitely. So.
All right.